So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and welcome back to another video on an absolutely beautiful autumn day. We're up here in Snyder County. It's a Saturday morning, October 11th. Just beautiful. Just filmed some covered bridges down near Beaver Springs and Beavertown. Now we're up here in Bald Eagle State Forest at the Snyder-Middleswarth natural area. They have a little picnic area here too that's just amazingly beautiful. Get down that way is the picnic area. Here's the creek. This is Swift Run. This place is beautiful. The leaves falling. Bit of a chill to the air, but it feels good. But we're gonna head that way on the Swift Run Trail, on the Snyder-Middleswarth natural area. So I have been here before, I think several times. It's one of the first, it's a natural area. This is part of our Pennsylvania's natural areas series. They're labeled as natural areas for different reasons. Sometimes they're historical, archaeological, ecological reasons, geological. This one is for more ecological. There's some old growth forest areas back here, and that's why I visited here years ago. Beautiful place. But I wanted to include it in my series officially, so that's what we're going to do. There's also an area back from there called the Tall Timbers Natural Area, which I've never explored. I'm planning on doing that a little bit today as well in another video. But let's quit yapping and let's get to hiking out there. Alright, so we'll head out on the Swift Run Trail. And I think we end up coming back on the Hemlock Trail right here. I think there's also a trail up there called the Thick Mountain Trail. Makes a little nice trail loop, if I remember correctly. Yeah, old growth forest network. I love it back here. It's a beautiful place. They got the old stone monument for it, the natural area. So as mentioned, there is some old growth forest areas back here. I'm not sure how they're doing. I know a lot of the old growth hemlock trees have suffered greatly because of the woolly adelgid beetle, invasive species that's killed a lot of them, but I'm not sure if the ones back here have been treated for that or not. So we'll see. Just a beautiful remote valley down here, which is why it was never logged out. One of the reasons. It was just difficult to get back here. It's one of these places I feel like I should just leave the camera on the whole time as I'm exploring down here, hiking. Just beautiful. They were walking amongst a lot of cut up trunks. There's a big guy right there that's fallen down. Big old hemlock. And here's the snag of another big guy. So I think some of these have suffered back here. Not all the old growth is hemlock and pine. Like here's an old birch tree right here. Birch trees aren't known for getting really big. That's a nice sized dude right there for a birch tree. Alright, just been a few people back the ways there. They kind of let me pass them. So Now if there's any bears out here, I'll be the first to meet them on trail. Yeah, I love it back here. I do remember the first time being here, I fell in love with it right away. Just a unique feel back here, because it is old growth. Even though, you know, old growth, I've explained this in the past, old growth doesn't mean that every tree here is big. There's a whole variety of sizes. Yeah, right here's a fallen giant, as I like to call them. But these fallen giants turn into what we call nursery logs. There's all kinds of little new trees growing on their moss. So you're just covered with new trees. As a tree rots, it provides a nursery for other plants to grow on. You can see all the new trees just using this dead giant as a place to grow. Full of nutrients in here. There's that beautiful stream. Yeah, here's another fallen giant. I see a dead one right there. Old dead hemlock. He's a big dude. Here's more of these larger birch trees, which overall is not a huge tree, but I don't see birch trees get that big. There's another big boy. Yeah, so it looks like most of the hemlocks back here have died. It's a shame, but I mean, there's younger ones back here, but looks like the old giants. Like there's a younger one right there. The old giants have fallen. I just absolutely love walking on these trails right next to the streams. Just hearing that sound. And you can see why I keep coming back. Okay, so up here's the Hemlock Trail. So if you want to make a short loop, you could take the Hemlock Trail back. I think it goes up the mountain and it'll take you back to the parking lot. So I remember the Hemlock Trail, but yeah. I think that's maybe what I did last time I was here. But we're gonna keep going that way. So we will not be returning on the Hemlock Trail. Because I think I'm trying to put my memories together. We're gonna keep on going. Eventually there's something called the Tower Trail that goes up to the top of that mountain, and you encounter a thick mountain trail. That takes you back to the road, and there's just a bit of a road walk back to the parking area. I think that's how it works. I think this whole loop is about 4 miles. If you do the longer one, which we're doing right now, it should take you roughly 2 hours or so. But I'm going to be exploring beyond that too. Like, so there's something called the Tall Timbers Natural Area. I want to show you that in a moment right down there. Tall Timbers Natural Area, which I've never really explored. And down here's a fungus. This is called orange jelly. That's basically feels like jelly. It grows on a log here. Yeah, feels weird. You could eat it if you wanted to. It's one of those things that, you know, why would you though? It has no taste or anything, but it's not toxic. Yeah, orange jelly. Alright, but yeah, farewell to the Hemlock Trail. Like I said, that makes a nice, beautiful loop if you just want to do a shorter one. but we're gonna keep going this way. So I think the trail gets a little less maintained out this way. Yeah, there's another old birch tree. Yeah, and their hemlock snag right there. Dead one. Yeah, we got a maze of fallen trees here. This is the trail. Goes through here. Alright, I gotta figure this out. Yeah, amongst the carnage here, there's one old hemlock hanging on there. He's still got a green top. He's hanging on. Well, I see another one though too, so there are some old giants here yet. That's good to see. Yeah, it's a sad story. Some of these old giants have been here for, you know, hundreds of years, literally. 400 or 500 years. And then an invasive insect from, I forget where it came from, the woolly adelgid, and boom, just like that, they start dying. You know, who knows how long they would have lived, continued to live, but yeah. Just another tangle of these fallen giants. It's definitely less have these hemlocks standing than when I was first here. Because I don't think I've been back on this part of the trail since, like, maybe, I don't know, 2018, 2017 when I first came. So I think, because like I said, I think the second time I was here I took that hemlock trail back. Did a bit of a shorter hike here, but oh, there's another, yeah, there's another dead snag. Next to it is a living one. You can see the green top. The one next to it is dead. Just kind of looking for a place to sit for a little bit. This log right here might be a nice spot. A little bit damp, but it'll be okay. Yeah, I think there's other people. I passed some other people back there. They'll probably take the hemlock trail. But yeah, let's just. In previous videos I've talked about sometimes just taking time to sit and be quiet and wait to see if wildlife comes to you, or just to sit and just soak it in. I gotta remember to do that sometimes. Sometimes you're so busy hiking you just don't take the time to sit and just soak it in. Alright, let's get going again though. But like, this is my favorite time of year to hike. Of course, I'll say that in the spring too, and I'll say that when the first snowfall comes. But like this time of year, I do love just beautiful hiking weather. It's not too cold. It's just super comfortable temperatures, smells, the colors, everything. Alright, I see a giant mushroom up there I want to check out too. Growing on the trees. Let's get up there. I don't know if you can see it yet. Yeah, it's growing up there. I think this is an old hemlock. Oh, this is just the stub of the tree. There's another tree off this side there, yeah. Oh, man, is that what they call it? The artist conch? That's a big guy. There's a couple of smaller ones too, and then some more growing off the sides down there too. That's a big boy though. Hope you can hear that. There's an insect noise coming from up there. That's quiet. Okay, that's a katydid. Probably one of the last of. They're kind of like a late summer insect. That's the male calling for a female, but I don't think there's any females around anymore. To be honest, I haven't heard a lot of katydids this past summer. They're one of my favorite. I just have a lot of fond memories of hearing them growing up. Leaving my window open on late summer nights and just falling asleep to their sound. Check out this beautiful spot up here. Beautiful little waterfall. This is awesome right now. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I love it back here. I think you can see why. I don't know if I caught anything on camera. There's a deer running up ahead there. Hopefully I caught a glimpse of it way up there, maybe. But she was just down here. It was a doe. Alright, cool. Yeah, so at some point up here there will be a trail going off to our left, crossing the stream. That is, it's called the Tower Trail. That'll take us to the top of the mountain there, steep trail up, and then to what's called the Thick Mountain Trail. That'll take us back. That should be up here, not too long of a distance yet. Of course, we're not gonna be heading back just yet. In this video, we will, but like I said, I do want to film. There is another natural area just past this one, like I said. But if you're doing the Snyder-Middleswarth loop, that's where you will turn left on that trail. And we will too at some point. And as I'm walking back here, I vaguely remember there being some ruins, some very basic ruins back here, some stonework. I could be wrong, but I think there is. I feel like there's parts of this trail resemble an old road. We'll see. We'll see.
Alright, so I see some signage up here. So I think this is where our tower trail goes down. Yes, Swift Run Trail continues up that way a bit. Yeah, this should be the tower trail. Yeah, the tower trail heads down and then up. So I'm going to take a break from filming my Snyder-Middleswarth natural area video. For you, it would just be like a second or so. But we're going to head, I think this is, whoa, that's loose. I think this is the unofficial boundary between Snyder-Middleswarth and the Tall Timbers. I'm not sure what the exact boundary is, but I'm going to start working on my Tall Timbers natural area video. From what I remember, from some research, yeah, I can't talk. From some research I've done, the Swift Run Trail only continues like maybe another 0.2 of a mile before it fizzles out. Some of the older maps show it keep going, but I'm also going to head, like I said, up the top of the mountain is the Thick Mountain Trail. That takes us back to where I parked through the Snyder-Middleswarth natural area, but I'm going to take it this way through the Tall Timbers natural area as well. So I'll catch up with you like in a second or so for this video. Alright, so we are back, folks. I just got done exploring the Tall Timbers natural area a bit. Right behind me is the Tower Trail. I'm now up at on the other side. We climbed up that mountain that I was pointing out. That was a steep hike up. If you want to see that hike, you can watch my Tall Timbers video. So up here is an old tower site. I took a break up here in the other video. There used to be, I guess, like a fire tower up here or something. Right in this area here. Up there's the foundation. But there's a nice campsite up here. I think there's a trail that comes up this way too. But yeah, so the Tower Trail goes down that way. That's the way we came up. And I explored a little bit this way in the Tall Timbers Trail too. This is the Thick Mountain Trail. But now we're gonna enter back into the Snyder-Middleswarth natural area. Like I said, that Tower Trail is kind of the boundary between the two. And we'll start making our way back. Some parts of this are a little overgrown, but remember it opens up more further up. Also, there's a plane crash site up here somewhere too. I feel like there's still some debris of it. But yeah, this is overgrown to a bit here. As you can see, the trail does open up quite a bit more here too, so kind of easy hiking up here. But yeah, I think there's like a rock cairn up here and a little bit of like debris from the plane crash some ways down this trail. I don't remember much about it though. So there's a rock cairn right here. Not sure if this is the site. I thought I remembered it being over here somewhere. I mean, a little bit of wreckage, but maybe this is the site. Oh yeah, there's a little piece of metal in there, so I guess this is the cairn. I think the crash, oh yeah, there's some more wreckage. Yeah, I remember the crash site being over here. Yeah. There's some metal right here. Yeah. Like I said, I don't remember much about it, but there's some wreckage up here yet. Yeah. Yeah, one of these days maybe I should do a separate video on that crash. I can see how far it is to walk from the road to here. So it's a little bit after 2. So yeah, not filming a whole lot up here, just kind of working on making my way back. Yeah, I forgot just how kind of steep and rocky the trail coming down off Thick Mountain is. So, yeah, just thinking about filming that plane crash someday, but going up this way is not going to be any fun. So down here in a bit should be the road that will then do a short hike back to where I parked. But yeah, this trail needs some maintenance. I guess we gotta go around this one. All right. I can see the road down there now. Yeah, this is not the easiest hike down, so I'm definitely I'm not gonna hike up there to film that plane. I think there is an easier way to get up there from somewhere over there. But anyway, maybe we'll do that someday. So let's get down to this road. Ah, the road. Whew. Farewell. Yeah, thick mountain. Then just a little bit of a walk down here to the parking area. But depending on what kind of experience you're looking for here, at the Snyder-Middleswarth natural area, say that 10 times in a row, but you might be better off, if you're looking for a more pleasant hike, you might be better off just when you're on the Swift Run Trail. Like I said, you can take that Hemlock Trail back for a shorter hike, but you can continue on, but you might want to turn back at the junction with the Tower Trail and go back, maybe take the Hemlock Trail back, something like that. But if you do want the more strenuous hike, you can, go up the Tower Trail up to the Thick Mountain Trail and come down. But yeah, if you're not into that more strenuous stuff, you can do like the other thing I said there. Yep, down there's the parking area. You can see my Jeep. Not too long of a walk, but it's all downhill from up there. Just have to make my ways a little bit further down and then in. But that's gonna be it for this video, folks. It's gonna be it for today too. Time to head home. Yeah, if you really want me to do a video on that plane crash, let me know. I'm trying to find a better way to get there. I think there's some trails from the other side of the mountain there, I think. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of information about it today. I should have kind of forgot that it was up there. But anyway, thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one, folks.